In 2016, Democrats made a very, very crucial mistake. They approached the presidential election thinking there is absolutely no way conservative Christians would vote for this guy.
I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
When you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab him by the pussy.
If you are saying he can't do his job because of his race, is that not the definition of racism?
No, I don't think so at all. We're building a wall. He's a Mexican. We're building a wall between here and Mexico.
For the record, that judge was born in Iowa, I believe. Well, the answer to why they actually voted for Trump begins and ends at the Supreme Court. Trump has now nominated 3 conservative judges to the lifetime appointment on the highest bench in the land. But as the saying goes, you can't always get what you want.
Major civil rights decision out of the United States Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has ruled that LGBT Americans are protected by the anti-discrimination laws of this country.
In a big loss to the Trump administration and conservatives across the country, the Supreme Court banned discrimination based on sexual orientation. And now they're facing another disappointing decision, as several justices seem to be having second thoughts about destroying the Affordable Care Act in the middle of a worldwide pandemic that has already killed 250,000 Americans. And so I don't know about you, Caleb, but I was very surprised to hear that they actually were thinking that they didn't want to get the ACA. And it's got me wondering if other things like abortion with Roe versus Wade and gay marriage rights are safe too.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of concern about that right now, especially with some of the comments we've seen from Coney Barrett, who was most recently appointed. We saw during her nomination process, a lot of the previous comments she had made that indicated, she was not for same-sex marriage. Now we have Justice Alito coming out, speaking at a organization saying that he feels Christians are under attack, that he does not support gay marriage. He's made things like that clear in his previous dissents on cases. But, I mean, it's pretty unusual to have a Supreme Court justice speak so openly about his personal biases.
Absolutely. I mean, I was kind of shocked when they came out that said that too. I believe his exact quote was, "We now can fix the decision on gay marriage." And honestly, I kind of thought for sure that abortion, and really with this decision with the Supreme Court on the ACA, the ACA is safe, but they're probably going to take a lot of teeth out of the actual act itself.
Yeah, I mean, I think the indications we're seeing is that we're going to be getting more of the same of what we have been getting over the Trump administration years. Doesn't look like they're going to overturn any of these landmark decisions. Doesn't look like they're going to try to eliminate the ACA, but it does look like they are going to try and continue to limit these rights, abortion rights, same-sex rights in this country. Looks like we're going to see more of what we have been seeing with the court looking unfavorably towards those rights.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that seems the direction it's heading in. But the nice thing about the Supreme Court and what Trump and his and the other decisions where they kind of lost and they were really shocked by is that you can appoint these conservative judges, and Republicans appoint them, but they're supposed to actually interpret the law itself. And so sometimes it's not always as cut and dry as just the left versus the right. Some of these decisions could be pretty shocking.
Yeah, I mean, in the previous presidential administrations, Supreme Court justices were intentionally picked to be, nonpartisan, at least in theory. Of course, Democrats would try to find more liberal judges, Republicans more conservative judges, but they really relied on being able to get that passed with the other party's help. That hasn't been the case in this administration. They've looked to get more partisan judges like Amy Coney Barrett.
I know it's a hard one. I'm like Amy Comey.
Yeah. It doesn't help that, James Comey's out there. We have a few other similar familiar names in politics rattling around at this point.
I know, and I always think of like Coney Island. It's very confusing.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, it's also one of those things too. I get that as much as I really do think these things are in jeopardy, I also kind of get that there's a fundraising aspect here. It kind of makes sense for Democrats to say, hey, they're coming after abortion rights, they're coming after gay marriage rights, and people usually, donate a lot to support those causes, which I really do think that they're under threat. But after this decision, a very surprising decision, I wonder how much there really are. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, as far as that goes, if the Democrats using it for fundraising is kind of turning things on their head. As far as the Republicans, that's been their message for 4 years is justice is justice is justice. It hasn't been just the Supreme Court. Really, that's all we've seen from this Senate under McConnell is the appointment of conservative judges, often with very little experience or low ratings, to higher and higher positions within the federal court system.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you find yourself in a position, if you find yourself in a position where you are a federal judge for just 3 years, you can also be on the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, we will see. Only time will tell what's actually going to happen on the court there. But keep my fingers crossed that some of the worst things that could happen, that might just be just something we're afraid of. But then we don't actually lose things like gay marriage, and we don't actually lose abortion rights. But I guess only time will tell.
Yeah, I mean it's it's been a lot of unprecedented times, I think is the phrase people have been using for the last 4 years. So we're just going to have to ride it out and see. But I think ultimately we're going to see, again, greater limiting of protections. But ultimately, I don't think we're going to see big overhauls or overturns.
Yep. I hope so. And especially because, Democrats won't have the votes in the Senate probably to fight that.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thank you so much for watching Citizen Pete. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, click that little subscribe button, maybe the like button, and hey, maybe just leave a comment. I want to know what you're thinking. What do you think about all the politics and news and all the stuff that's going on in our country?